Hello, it is Topical Tuesday, January 14th, 2020. Steve Sipress here, catching the tail end of a spectacularly beautiful sunset here in the mountains in sunny Arizona. Had, I think, our warmest day of the year, upper 60s. We've been going through kind of a cold spell. Somebody notify Al Gore, please, and send some global warming here. Anyway, so you might have noticed that Target, and maybe you haven't, and I'm going to put a link. I mean, you can check it out, but I'm going to put a link to maybe one or two stories about this Target small store strategy and how it's kicking butt for them. I'll put the link below the place where I record this video live every day at facebook.com/smallbizhelp. That's small B-I-Z help. Facebook.com/smallbizhelp. That's where you can go. You like the page. You can watch my videos live every day. You can come on and ask me any question or mention any comment, interact, get all the help you want. You want additional help, as always, just go to helpfromsteve.com. Then you get help after the videos about anything at all that has to do with bringing in more cash flow and more profits and having more fun running your business. Anyway, so Target is doing what so many small business owners do not do. They're executing an excellent small store strategy. So you're familiar with Target, of course. Their stores average, huge stores, anchor stores in malls and in strip malls, and they average over 100,000 square feet per store. But they have, for years now, been operating small stores in cities, in urban environments, where, of course, it's a little silly. I mean, unless you're Macy's, to have a big store right in downtown New York City. So Target's putting small stores, some as small as, I think, 10 or 15,000 square feet, but usually around, I think, 30,000. Again, I'll put the link to a couple of articles about it. But here's the point. They're going small, and they're having tremendous success. Stock price is up, profits are up, all due to the small stores. I wonder how much longer they're even going to keep the big, ridiculous stores open. And yet, so many small business owners over the years, I remember when the first complaints were about, what was it? They were complaining about Home Depot, how Home Depot was having everything and lots of selection and great hours and, big stores with great selection, great prices. They were open 7 days a week, and small business owners couldn't compete. And I think I'm forgetting the original big box stores that were killing people. I'm glad I forget, because the whole argument and complaint was always ridiculous to me. Just an excuse, unfortunately, for small business owners who were going out of business, which, by the way, 9 out of 10 small business owners go out of business in a number of years. So if you're going with the crowd and copying what they're doing and not innovating, you are bound for failure, unfortunately. So, or fortunate, because you do the right things and you can not only survive, but you can profit and have a lot of fun and have tremendous success. And this is one of the ways. So there's a right way and a wrong way to do these smaller stores. The smaller stores are not just a smaller version of the big Target stores with all the same things and whatever. No. They are pretty much following the WOW strategy, the first W being the who. It's all about the who, their ideal target prospect. And in the cities where they're putting these smaller stores, their prospects are by and large millennials who live in the cities. And so they stock those stores with completely different items than they do their big stores that are out in the suburbs. So instead of Target having, whatever it has, a typical, low quality, whatever you want to call it, like, low priced, low quality type merchandise in the big stores in the suburbs, the typical Target store that you know of, people like, I don't go to Target, or the derisive term Target, or people say, make it sound like it's a fancy store when of course it's not. But they tell themselves if they, buy something cheap in Target and someone says, hey, where'd you get that? They're like, Target. Well, the actual downtown small Target stores are actually, they got much better merchandise. So they got higher prices, higher margins, and higher quality merchandise that the millennials, that the city dwellers want. They want the newest, and they want fashionable stuff, and they want high quality supermarket items. And they're not necessarily looking for the cheapest anything, or else they wouldn't live in the city, would they? I mean, everything is the most expensive in a city. New York City, I mean, what's a hamburger? $20? Like, they're not thinking of the lowest, cheapest price, and they don't want the lowest, cheapest crap either. I mean, people that live in downtown LA or New York City or these cities, they're often, in a competitive work environment where they got to be seen as wearing the right clothes and the right shoes and having the right accessories and looking sharp. And, they've also got to, if anybody ever comes over, or if they, bring in their lunch to work, they got to have the right food that's the high quality and the organic this and that, the fancy wine and the whatever. And so Target is catering to their target audience downtown. That's the first W of the WOW strategy. It's not about you. It's not about what you normally have or what you like to have or what you want to sell. It's about what your prospects want to buy. And if you are putting, this works, by the way, I mean, for Target, they're putting their smaller stores in the cities. You might put a small store or own a small business in a suburb or in a rural area. Still, it's not about what you want to sell or what you sold 10 years ago or what you think people like. It's about what people will buy. And one of the oldest maxims in all of sales is that the job of the salesperson, all small business owners or salespeople, when it comes right down to it, is find a need and fill it. Find a problem and offer a solution. That's it. So downtown stores, Target has, people have a different need than they do in the suburb Target stores, and they are kicking butt with this strategy. So it reminds me all the time small business owners complain that, Amazon is kicking their butt and Home Depot is kicking their butt and Walmart, that was the first one. Walmart's coming into town, it's killing all the small businesses. Like, no, it's not. Okay, use the right strategy, and your small business, just like a small Target store, can kick the butt of any Walmart, any Home Depot, any Amazon, any big impersonal, big box store that has to be all things to all people. You make sure that you are exactly what your target market, the people that want to buy from you. If you have a physical location, give the people around you exactly what they want, and you won't even think about Walmart or Home Depot or Amazon or any of that crap. Okay, you can charge much higher prices when your product or service matches perfectly what your prospect wants. Prospect wants, the price goes away. It's known as price elasticity. And there's all kinds of other jargon and technical terms, and I'm getting a little too deep now for just a basic daily video. So go to helpfromsteve.com. We can get into this and get into it deep, and I can help you with a strategy to take advantage. If you think you're getting beat up by a big box store or by Amazon or Walmart or Home Depot or any of that nonsense, does not have to be. So stop complaining. You see Target doing it. Target's sitting there and going, oh, gee, how can we compete with Kmart and whatever other big stuff? Yeah, we'll go smaller. While the small business owners, they're small, but they don't get it. So they complain and go out of business and they're miserable. Target comes in and does it right. You ought to be doing it right too. Isn't that the point of owning a small business? I mean, you had to be bold and courageous to start your business. Do you turn into a snowflake now and you're not bold and courageous and make innovations and make bold moves and get the help you need? I mean, all these things take courage. Going to helpfromsteve.com takes courage. Sometimes people bare their soul and let me know their problems and their struggles, and that's got to be tough to do. However, it's often the best thing you can do. Be honest. Get somebody to help you. Tell them the truth about what's going on, and if they're really good, they'll be able to help you out. I've been doing that for thousands of business owners for decades, and I can do it for you, at least a little bit, on a free strategy session. It'll be brief, but I'll give you a little help, send you on your way, and you can come back later and let me know how it worked out. Go to helpfromsteve.com. Anyway, just remember, next time you're complaining that you're small and you can't compete with the big guys, realize the Target went small and they're kicking total butt. And that'll do it for Topical Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow on World Wide Web Wednesday. Talk about making money on the internet. Catch you then. Over and out. Bye-bye.